The music world and beyond have been gripped by the ongoing trial of Sean "Diddy" Combs. Once a towering figure in entertainment, Combs now faces a starkly different reality. He was arrested and indicted in September 2024. The charges brought against him in the Southern District of New York are severe. They include racketeering, sex trafficking by force, and transportation for purposes of prostitution. Combs has vehemently denied all accusations. He entered a plea of not guilty to every charge leveled against him. Despite his denials, the gravity of the situation is underscored by his current circumstances. He is being held in federal custody at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. This stark reality marks a dramatic fall from grace for the mogul. The case has quickly become a focal point for discussions about power, abuse, and accountability within the entertainment industry. The trial, which commenced in May 2025, has captivated and disturbed a global audience. The world watches, wondering how this chapter in Combs' life will ultimately conclude. The journey to Sean Combs' current legal predicament has been a protracted one, marked by escalating accusations. The critical turning point was Cassie Ventura's civil lawsuit, filed in November 2023. This lawsuit detailed years of alleged abuse and control. While the suit was settled swiftly, its impact was undeniable. It brought long-simmering rumors and concerns about Combs' conduct into the harsh light of public scrutiny. Following Ventura's lawsuit, federal investigators began to piece together a much larger case. This culminated in Combs' arrest and subsequent indictment in September 2024. The indictment, handed down by a grand jury in the Southern District of New York, was extensive. It outlined a pattern of alleged criminal activity spanning years. The charges of racketeering suggest a coordinated enterprise involved in illegal acts. The sex trafficking and prostitution charges point to deeply disturbing allegations of exploitation and coercion. The trial officially began in May 2025, nearly 8 months after the indictment. The selection of the jury itself was a closely watched process. The commencement of the trial marked the beginning of a public airing of the evidence. Each day in court adds a new dimension to this complex legal drama. Among the most impactful testimonies presented by the prosecution has been that of a former personal assistant. Testifying under the pseudonym Mia, she provided a harrowing account of her time working for Combs. Her employment spanned from 2009 to 2017. During this period, she alleged, she endured and witnessed numerous instances of physical and sexual abuse. Her testimony painted a picture of a deeply toxic and dangerous environment. She described specific incidents of violence not only against herself but also directed at others within Combs' circle. Mia detailed multiple occasions of alleged sexual assault at the hands of Combs. One of the most disturbing elements of her testimony was her claim that Combs raped her. She spoke of the profound psychological trauma she suffered as a result of these alleged experiences. Her words conveyed a sense of betrayal and exploitation by a powerful employer. A particularly chilling incident recounted by Mia occurred in October 2015 during a trip to South Africa. Beyond the alleged personal assaults, Mia also spoke about witnessing violence against others. Her comprehensive testimony has provided jurors with a deeply unsettling perspective on life within Combs' inner sanctum. Cassie Ventura, Combs' ex-girlfriend, provided crucial testimony. She spoke extensively about the alleged abuse and coercion she endured throughout their relationship. Her account detailed a pattern of control, physical violence, and psychological manipulation. Ventura's testimony was highly anticipated, given her central role in bringing the allegations against Combs to public attention. Supporting Ventura's claims, Deontay Nash, her stylist, took the stand. Nash testified about witnessing instances of abuse inflicted upon Ventura by Combs. Further corroboration came from Carrie Morgan, a former friend of Cassie Ventura. Morgan testified about Combs' intense jealousy and violent reactions when Ventura was involved with other men. The emotional toll on Ventura's family was highlighted by the testimony of her mother. Additionally, musician Kid Cudi testified about alleged retaliation he faced from Combs. This retaliation was purportedly due to Cassie Ventura's relationships with other men. Capricorn Clark, a former assistant to Combs, also testified, shedding light on the origins of the Vote or Die campaign. Sean Combs' defense team, spearheaded by prominent attorney Brian Steele, has actively worked to dismantle the prosecution's case. A key strategy has been to challenge the credibility of the witnesses, particularly Mia. During rigorous cross-examination, the defense presented past social media posts made by Mia. These posts appeared to show her praising Combs and expressing positive sentiments about her time working with him. Steele used these posts to suggest glaring inconsistencies between her current testimony and her past public statements. Confronted with these social media posts, Mia offered an explanation for the apparent contradictions. She stated that these posts were made under duress. Defense attorney Brian Steele directly accused Mia of fabricating her testimony. Beyond targeting Mia, the defense has also focused on Cassie Ventura's romantic history. By delving into her personal life, the defense hopes to shift the jury's focus and potentially dilute the impact of her testimony. The trial of Sean Combs has not only captivated the public and the entertainment industry, but has also unexpectedly rippled into the political sphere. In a surprising development, former President Donald Trump commented on the case. On May 30, 2025, Trump stated that he would consider a pardon for Combs if he were to be approached about it. This statement immediately drew significant media attention. Trump emphasized that any such decision would only be made after a thorough evaluation of the facts of the case. However, the mere mention of a potential pardon injected a new and controversial dimension into the ongoing legal drama. Supporters of Combs may see this as a glimmer of hope. Conversely, critics and victims' advocates have expressed concern. They argue that the suggestion of a pardon, especially before a verdict is reached, could be seen as undermining the judicial process. This development adds another layer of complexity to an already multifaceted case. The shocking allegations against Sean Combs and the ensuing trial have triggered a significant backlash in the business world. Companies and brands once closely associated with the music mogul have moved swiftly to distance themselves. One of the earliest and most notable actions came from Macy's. The department store giant announced the discontinuation of the Sean John clothing line. Combs also faced repercussions within his own media ventures. He stepped down as chairman of Revolt TV, the cable television network and digital media company he co-founded. His departure from this leadership role was a clear indication of the pressure mounting from the allegations. The fallout extended to his e-commerce business, Empower Global. Several companies that had partnered with this platform chose to sever their ties. Beyond immediate business partnerships, the scandal has also spurred a wave of media projects aimed at dissecting the allegations and Combs' career. Multiple documentary projects are reportedly underway. The proliferation of such projects indicates a deep public and industry interest in understanding the full scope of the Diddy saga. As the trial of Sean Combs unfolds, legal experts are closely analyzing the strategies and potential outcomes. One significant point of discussion among legal commentators is whether Combs himself will testify. The consensus among many experts is that it is unlikely. Taking the stand would expose him to rigorous cross-examination by the prosecution. This carries substantial risks, as any inconsistencies or damaging admissions could be detrimental to his defense. The trial is proceeding at a deliberate pace, with both sides presenting extensive evidence and witness testimony. Current projections suggest that the trial is likely to conclude by July 4, 2025. The potential consequences for Combs, if convicted, are severe. Legal analysts have pointed out that if Combs is found guilty on all counts, he could face a sentence up to life in prison. The world watches as this high-profile legal drama moves towards its critical phase. Regardless of the final verdict, the trial of Sean Diddy Combs is poised to leave an indelible mark on the entertainment industry. The case has already ignited widespread conversations about power dynamics, accountability, and the treatment of individuals within the orbit of influential figures. It serves as a stark reminder that fame and fortune do not confer immunity from scrutiny or legal consequences. The trial's impact extends into the broader cultural landscape, particularly concerning the #Me Too movement and its ongoing evolution. The courage of witnesses like Mia and Cassie Ventura in coming forward may inspire others who have experienced similar situations to share their stories. Looking ahead, the outcome of this trial will undoubtedly have significant repercussions. A conviction would send a powerful message about accountability for those in positions of power. Conversely, an acquittal might raise complex questions about the challenges of prosecuting such cases. The legacy of this trial will likely be multifaceted. Ultimately, the Sean Combs trial is more than just a legal battle. It is a cultural moment that will continue to resonate long after the final gavel falls.